The babysitter that wants to clap is back. The film kicks off with a previously on moment, rewinding to the end of the first film where our hero Cole survives his babysitter from hell experience. Cut to Cole in the kitchen, chugging milk like it's going out of style. But wait, the milk turns into spaghetti juice, and he collapses in horror. But psych, it was just a nightmare. So Cole's a junior in high school now and still haunted by that satanic slumber party. No one believes his story, and the school nurse's sage advice is for Cole to find a girlfriend and get his clapping on. Because, that solves everything. Then there's Mel, Cole's neighbor and longtime crush, who can't be bothered to validate his trauma. Instead, she's all like, "Hey, remember when we kissed in the first movie? Good times." But Mel's dating Jimmy, not Cole. Cucked again. Enter Phoebe, the mysterious new transfer student. She's got a bad case of baby fever and isn't afraid to let everyone know. Cole's parents, meanwhile, are convinced their son has gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and plan a sneaky mental hospital intervention. Cue the awkward family video call where Mel spots Cole's lotion, for his dry elbows of course, right before his dad busts in and jumps to conclusions. Cole learns about his impending trip to the loony bin and shares the news with Mel. She's like, "Just come to this lake party with me and you won't have to go." Mel reassures Cole that everyone at school is popping psychoactive pills like candy. Then Phoebe finds a suspiciously cute stuffed rabbit and note in her locker. Drama alert! Cole's parents show up at school and he's faced with a decision a la The Matrix. Red pill, party with Mel, or blue pill, mental hospital. Cole chooses the party-hardy path, hopping into Mel's dad's stolen car with their friends. Back at Mel's house, Cole's dad and Juan, Mel's dad, bond over PlayStation while the police search for the runaway kids. Little do they know, the party crew is well on their way to the lake. They pit stop at a gas station run by Amanda Cerny, who dishes out some not-so-subtle advice to Cole. Better stock up on some protection. Extra large size, Romeo. Later, Cole and the gang arrive at this party that's so lit, even Phoebe, the new girl, is there. Out of nowhere, she pulls a Bond girl move and jet skis into the horizon. Mel, the queen bee of the party, gestures to Cole, inviting him to join her yacht-based shenanigans. Cole, looking like he's considering a root canal instead, eventually decides to be brave, tosses his meds into the wind, and sets sail. Back at home base, some guy in a suit shows up at Juan's asking for some candid shots of Cole and Mel. Meanwhile, our intrepid hero and his new buddies are elbow deep in a board game. Somewhere between rolling dice and moving plastic pieces, Cole and Mel sneak out for some closet-based canoodling. Cole's as jumpy as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs, but Mel steers the ship. Just when things were getting good, Diego and Jimmy start roasting Cole about his run-in with the satanic cult. Now Mel, playing innocent, pretends she knows nothing about this devil's book Cole's supposedly obsessed with. The plot thickens when Mel, apparently auditioning for a slasher flick, casually slits the goth girl's throat. Yikes. Turns out Mel's neck deep in the same cult that Bee was, the evil babysitter from the last movie, and Jimmy and Diego are her wingmen. Unlike Bee, Mel looks like she just won the lottery at the prospect of offing Cole to complete the ritual. Fast forward a bit and Cole's staring down the familiar faces from his cultist past. Max, who's forgotten what a shirt is, Allison, Sonia, who's inexplicably armed with cookies, and John, who is John. Phoebe zooms in, desperate for gas for her jet ski, and then zooms out, probably regretting crashing this particularly weird reunion. Cole tries to stop Allison with a hook, misses by a mile, and then makes a break for it. After a slapstick moment involving a jet ski and a close call with a spear, Cole and Phoebe make their grand escape. They pull in and Cole spills the beans about the cult. Phoebe, taking it all in stride, seems to believe him. Mel, playing detective, follows a gasoline breadcrumb trail and blows their craft sky high. Phoebe, having zero desire to be stuck between Cole and his cultist exes, decides to venture solo, ignoring Cole's pleas to not split up. Later, Phoebe stumbles upon a banjo-playing dude named Leroy. He invites her to hang out by the fire waiting for his wife. Plot twist, Leroy's a creep. But her boy Cole swoops in just in time, distracting Leroy by passionately discussing his favorite snack. He then pulls a Home Alone maneuver, tripping Leroy with his shoelaces and whisking Phoebe away. They hijack Leroy's car, but before they can hightail it out of there, Sonia shows up wielding a flamethrower like she's auditioning for a Mad Max sequel. She torches Leroy, then tries to set the car ablaze. But Cole, turning the tables, runs her over. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. Then for the grand finale, he smashes her into a rock where a conveniently placed surfboard decapitates her. Talk about a gnarly wipeout. After, Leroy's car got wedged on a rock tighter than Amanda Cerny. Our dynamic duo, Cole and Phoebe, decide to test out their amateur hide-and-seek skills under the car. Just when you'd think things couldn't get worse, a snake slithers by, giving Cole a front-row ticket to a horror show. He nearly has a hysterical breakdown, but manages to keep his screams to himself. However, their hideout doesn't exactly come with soundproof walls, and their noise alerts Mel and her motley crew. Mel, ever the delegator, sends her henchmen to investigate. But plot twist, the snake goes all Indiana Jones on the boys, and they sprint away faster than an unpaid internship. After the coast is clear, Cole and Phoebe decide to take a little scenic run to a nearby cabin. Phoebe, appreciative of Cole's rescue, throws him a thank you for saving her from the literal bonfire man. I guess you could say he extinguished her fears. In comes Allison, our trigger-happy antagonist. She spots them and immediately goes for the chase. Along the way, a bunny crosses their path, and in true Elmer Fudd fashion, she shoots it. A deer follows suit, and it too becomes a victim of Allison's nature-averse shooting spree. At some point, one of her bullets ricochets off her chest plate, throwing her off balance. Cole and Phoebe manage to escape, and Allison, determined to keep up, slips into a small canyon. Cole and Phoebe, taking advantage of this physics faux pas, pull her down, resulting in a rather gruesome game of heads-off. And as if to add insult to injury, a boulder does a surprise cameo on Allison's headless body. Just when things start looking up, shirtless Max, a guy with the fashion sense of a 90s boy band member, jumps in with an axe. Luckily, Cole uses Allison's detached limbs to fend him off. Talk about recycling. In a moment of forgetfulness, Phoebe realizes she's left her backpack, and the duo return to retrieve it. Phoebe, in a surprising twist, deflects Max's attack with her axe, and as a final "Bye Felicia," she kicks him where the sun doesn't shine. Next thing we know, our heroes are on a boat called Jenny, owned by a big guy who, unfortunately, gets backstabbed by Max. A vignette then reveals Max's rather tragic origins as an underpaid, overworked fast food employee, recruited by B to assassinate Cole. It's a real McTragedy. However, Cole and Phoebe aren't out of the woods yet. Literally. They reach a secluded cabin which Phoebe unlocks with the key from her locker, because apparently this is a scavenger hunt now. Their plan is to wait out the night in the cabin's basement, a classic horror movie move. Meanwhile, Mel and John have located the cabin and decide to chill till morning. And as we leave our heroes in the cabin, we can only wonder, will they make it till morning? Or will this turn to another episode of Cabin in the Woods? Only time will tell. So Juan and Cole's dad are road tripping into the cabin, while inside, Phoebe's got this antique, a cassette player, I know right? Loaded with Sugar Hill Gang goodness. As Apache blasts out, Cole and Phoebe lock lips and boogie down in a dreamy dance sequence. Meanwhile, our wannabe bad guys are busting moves that make your dad's dancing look cool. This all goes down in lieu of a clapping scene. Gotta keep it family friendly. Anyway, after what feels like forever, Cole's dad and Juan rock up at the lake. Mel's chilling outside Phoebe's cabin, playing third wheel as the boys head inside. Phoebe then spills the tea about her tragic past. She accidentally clapped her parents. Yikes. At the tender age of 6, she left her stuffed bunny on a beach near the cabin. On the way back to retrieve it with her babysitter, they collided with her parents' car, bunny in tow, and sent everyone but Phoebe off a cliff. Major oof. She's been blaming herself ever since because, well, rip Mr. and Mrs. Bunny, of course. Cole's dad barges in, but Phoebe's all, wait, this could be a trap. They crack open her dead dad's hunting gear using a code from a locker. After failing to shoot John, our boy Cole accidentally sets off a Rube Goldberg-esque chain of events, leaving John with a head full of chandelier horns. Mel walks up, accusing Cole's dad of losing his marbles. Cole chucks a machete at her, which she snatches mid-air like a boss, and the duo makes a run for it. Mel goes after them, but her dad's like, whoa, slow down, missy. That doesn't stop her though. She straight up hacks off her dad's arm and finishes him off with a jab to the gut. Cole tells Phoebe to skedaddle while he tries to reason with his dad, but his dad's not buying it and tranks him. Mel catches up with Phoebe, leading to a sick Mortal Kombat-style showdown. Phoebe wins, but ends up tied to a pole in some creepy ritual site. Meanwhile, Cole comes to at a gas station, locks his dad out of the car, and declares his love for Phoebe before peeling out to rescue her. As dawn breaks, Cole arrives at the beach, offering up his blood to save Phoebe. But plot twist, enter the special guest, B. Phoebe's jaw drops because, get this, B was her babysitter too. The one driving the car during that fateful bunny-related accident. Talk about a blast from the past. Phoebe thought she'd kicked the bucket on the night of the accident, but nope, she was still kicking. And so were all her partners in crime. In an evil culinary experiment, Mel extracts Cole's blood like a twisted sommelier, while B works her dark magic to bring the other Cole members back to life. They whip up a wicked cocktail of Cole's innocent blood and a dash of Boom Boom, their sacrificial garnish. The time has finally come for the sinister squad to cash in on their demonic Groupon deal and achieve everything they've always dreamed of. They toast and chug down the blood, but before B can have a sip from the chalice, the sun peeks out and the other cult members start to hurl. Breakfast of champions, huh? B puts 2 and 2 together and realizes that Cole's blood has lost its innocence, thanks to a steamy encounter with Phoebe. Queen's Another One Bites the Dust rocks the soundtrack, as the villains begin to collapse like a row of cursed dominoes. The cult members disband and Mel goes out with a bang. Literally. Plot twist, B was the one who shoved that bunny into Phoebe's locker. She also baited Mel with the promise of 1 billion social media followers, which, let's be honest, is way better than a blue checkmark, especially these days. Thanks, Elon Musk. As for B's deal with the devil, The film reveals she made a pact with a demonic nurse to ensure Phoebe would survive the car accident. But don't worry, Bee's not getting a happily ever after. She chugs Cole's not-so-innocent blood and bids him adieu, before turning into a puff of smoke. Her skin melts away, her book drops, and in the blink of an eye, Bee's nothing more than a pile of ashes. Cole's dad shows up at the beach just in time to witness the supernatural shenanigans and finally believes his son. After a romantic smooch and a conveniently timed lightning strike, we see a few epilogue scenes, where we learn that Cole's problems were all solved by clapping. That's funny, cause all my problems started with it. Moral of the story? Amanda Cerny.